Alright guys, we'll get started. Just wanted to bring you guys all in today and talk a little bit about what the semester is going to be all about. I think we got a few people that are going to be dialing in on the online. Got one so far. So there's not a book. That's one of the first questions everybody asks, right? No book. And what we're going to be doing is I'll refer you to the syllabus. And just so you know, I'm recording so that people that are choosing to watch this after can do that. So people that weren't able to dial in and weren't able to come sit will at least have a video that they can hear all about what we talked about. And if you guys have any questions as we move forward, you can use this again. So the way this is going to work is that each week, if you want to come and get a little bit extra information, extra instruction, if you're signed up for the online course, you're welcome to come Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 when we meet. If you're signed up for the hybrid course, we're going to be meeting here to go over a few things every class period. And we'll start off with kind of some discussions about operating systems, how they work, what's involved, what do all of them have in common, what do they all have to requirements they have to meet. So once we get after about week 2 or 3, we'll probably finish up with all of those points, and then we'll be able to get into the actual operating systems. We're going to look at Windows 10. We're going to look at Linux, Fedora. I can get my hands on Red Hat, and we'll look at that. We're going to look at some Mac operating systems and some Unix operating systems, and probably get a little involved in Raspberry Pi. So after that, after week 3, it's going to be mostly hands-on type stuff. You might be doing some research about some features or parts of Mac operating system one week. Then the next week you might be going and finding out how to configure something to do with a network node, how to do it in one versus the other. We're going to kind of touch a lot of bases and see how those concepts we talked about in the first couple weeks apply to all the different operating systems. Okay. For this class, there's no other requirements as far as like virtual machines or any of that stuff. If you guys want to create those outside of class, it's fine. I'm going to be doing those in here. I'm going to be creating a virtual Windows 10 machine, a virtual Linux, a virtual Mac, all those things. If you want to do those on your own at home, you're welcome to do it, but it's not a requirement for the class. So, questions so far? No? Okay. What you'll do is, if you are in the online section, each week there will be what I call a class prep activity for those people that are signed up for the seated section and are going to come here every week. There's going to be some things that they will do, all of you will do, to get ready for our discussion. So it might be watch a video, it might be go read this article, it might be a combination of a bunch of different things. Online students are still required to go through the class prep activities, because then what the intent is if you're online, then you would go back and watch the video that we would have recorded either on a Monday or Wednesday about that stuff we talked about, and see the in-class activities that we did here on the screen, and have me show you what we're talking about, so that when you go do your homework, that might be answering some questions about how to do certain things in Mac, how to do certain things in Linux, why we do certain things a certain way in Windows, you'll have seen it. All right? So those will be, I'm going to tag those in Blackboard to where when you click on them, it tracks that you opened it and watched it. All right? So that way I can keep track of it that way. And that's pretty much how we're going to push through. It's going to depend how fast we do it. Will really depend on how in-depth, how interested you guys are in each operating system. Whether, some people are really interested in Linux, others are really interested in Mac. As we get into it, if there's more that we want to see and more that we want to do in one particular operating system, we might spend a little more time on that one than maybe I had originally planned. So we just kind of play it as it goes, as the semester goes through. But by, let's see, if we have about 3 weeks of the prep stuff, that'll leave us about 12 weeks left. And then about 2 weeks per operating system, I think is good, just to give you enough time to dive in and see quite a bit of each one. So, what did I say, 5 operating systems, that's 10 weeks. So I got 2 others to fill the gaps with. So we have a little bit of a leeway there, so that if things extend a little bit, it's okay. What I'd like for you guys to get out of this when we're done, as you can see from up here in the learning outcomes, you can see kind of, we'll touch on these, we'll cover most of these. We may not go in depth on like configuring output devices, but having a familiarity with all of these operating systems and understanding how the concepts of an operating system, a processor, RAM, how it handles commands, how it handles assigning modules, all of those things, you'll understand those concepts, and then you'll be able to say, oh, well, now I know why Mac does it the way it does, and why Linux does it the way it does, and why it's all different than Windows, okay? It really helps kind of prepare you when you get into our Linux class, our Windows 7, and our Windows Server class, all right? So, that's really all I wanted to cover today. It's gonna, like I said, it was gonna be quick. I wanted to at least put it out there. Start off the semester right, so there's no questions. Y'all know what to expect. There's no, gotcha moments where you log in one week and you go, oh my goodness, what happened? All right. So feel free to ask questions. Like, you got me right here. Whatever you need. If you're on the video call, you want to ask something, go for it. There's a couple of you in there now. That's cool. If you need to ask a question, go ahead. Yeah, I didn't think so. Y'all haven't said 2 words, and I've been talking for 8 minutes. Yes, sir.
The people listening on video call, like, actually communicate and talk?
Yeah, if they choose to talk, it's like a Skype call. So a lot of times I'll tell students that just to mute your microphone. That way, if you got music in the background or noise in the background, or I always joked about it when I did it in college. I was sitting there with the TV on, with my feet up, eating chicken wings. I didn't want the instructor to hear me.
When you're barbecue?
Probably buffalo. Hot. So, but yeah, if they choose to unmute and ask a question, you'll be able to hear them. Yep.
Yes.
See, there you go. Thanks. All right. What else? If you're an online student, you need to do the introductory assignment. That's listed under content assignments. That's just your entrance into the class. It just says, yep, I'm here. I've entered the class. I'm going to be completing it. The syllabus is on there. I will be posting, which you can see this one's not available right now. The intro to OS video is not available, but when it's time, that will come available, and that'll be something you can watch. I'll probably move that to like a class prep stuff. No, thank you. I don't want to hear all this stuff. Keep the current scheme and don't change it again. Okay. Anything else? Come on now. Y'all gotta have something.
Come on, as far as questions.
Any questions to help us get started? Yeah. It's after lunch. You got no excuse. But I'll let you slide today. All right. So that's all I wanted to cover. I was hoping for it to get a little discussion up, but I understand it's all new. Y'all want to get out of here?
Yeah, that's not really the case. I mean, I want to learn as much as possible. I just
Well, Wednesday when
get right questions.
I know you just don't know what to ask yet, right? You don't know what you don't know.
You're right.
So no book, no code. I'm gonna give you everything you need.
I had a book, man. I might have some questions.
Right,
Everything
because we
we-
would have read it before we got here.
Wednesday, if you're gonna be listening in or if you're gonna be attending, we will be starting on some concepts. So, come prepared to be amazed that day. Yeah, okay.
So online, you track us through the class prep activities?
Anything that I put online, like if I post my own video, Blackboard allows me to track activity. So if you click on it, I'll see that you clicked on it. And all that really means is when you call me or you email me and say, Mr. Miller, I'm lost, I don't know what you're doing. And then I've been watching all the videos, and I can go back and look, and then, well, no, you haven't. So why don't you go check that out? You know, but it's more just to make sure. Again, it's a way for me to say, yeah, they're attending. Somebody's keeping up with everything we're doing. And don't worry, I'm not going to have a 50-minute video for you to watch. It's not going to be long.
No, so it'll be the same way for 120 break. I'm not gonna be able to be in the hangouts.
Yes, it'll be the same thing. We're going to talk a little bit more about virtual machines. I'm going to have a video up, so make sure you watch the video about that part. Maybe skip to that part when you open it up, because that one you do need a virtual machine to either work on it here or work on it at your own computer. But I'll cover that in the 120 class. Okay, anything else? All right.